all of those things whenever you allow others as well to attack the person you have more children with. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're the battery in the back. No, you're not.
No.
So, yes, you are.
I don't control nobody.
But a lot of the things that are said are things that come from your mouth.
No.
Yes, they are. Talking about when you was calling me hoes and bitches, that was attack on mine. I know you should be shaking your dang on head at yourself. Always doing. You was doing 3 days ago in Houston. What is you blowing up and saying all these inaccuracies for to these people?
Martell has found himself in deep water once more, this time for violating a court-ordered no-contact agreement. What was supposed to maintain peace has now become the most recent point of contention. Melody herself, legal experts, and fans were all shocked. But what exactly did Martell do? And why has everyone been in shock? Let's have a closer look at it.
Oh my goodness. One for each little piece, okay? And y'all look at the flowers. This says, let me read it again. Let me show y'all. Y'all are so. She's talking with your girl. I don't know if you're on here right now and her ladies. It says, congratulations, Melody Shari, from the Millimeters and TikTok with your girl channel. That is so. See, all of y'all be hearing me talk about Albert Spot, so I bet y'all like, oh, they know what she's saying. Yeah.
According to court documents from the Huntsville District Attorney, Martell breached the strict no-contact order that was issued during their divorce proceedings. This order made it clear that Martell was not permitted to contact Melody outside of matters directly related to their custody arrangement, but instead of abiding by these terms, he allegedly initiated contact over topics unrelated to their custody battle. In other words, Martell's ongoing custody battle with Melody has been nothing short of messy, but his recent actions have taken the chaos to a whole new level. Minors, which is a clear infraction, Martell called Melody shortly after her meeting with the district attorney's office, according to one concerning incident brought to light in the filings. This wasn't a random call. Rather, it was part of a larger pattern of behavior in which Martell or someone acting on his behalf attempted to contact Melody despite the court's explicit instructions. These repeated attempts not only crossed legal boundaries, but also raised serious concerns about Melody's safety and well-being. When confronted about this, Martell allegedly demanded to understand why Melody was meeting with lawyers, a move that made her feel uncomfortable and intimidated. The district attorney supported her allegations, pointing out that Martell's actions showed a lack of regard for the law and implied that he might be monitoring Melody's whereabouts. In order to protect Melody from any additional harassment, the lawyers requested a tighter no-contact order. The court granted their request, issuing an amended order that placed more stringent limitations on Martell's behavior and made it plain that any future infractions would have even more severe repercussions.
Because this is the end of what we see when it comes to Martell Holt if you do not beat these charges. Nobody's taking any type of chances with anybody that has anything linked to anything that even alludes to all women. And so it's just, to me, it's not part of his character. I just think she's upset and she has a right to be upset and she's scorned. I get it, but and he's still with Ariane, and so yeah, I would be better too. Ariane took him from her all them years, and so now she's gonna take him from Ariane in a month. So it's tit for tat. That karma, you don't have a date on how that karma is returned. And so, Martell just gonna have to eat this one. So y'all want to pray for him. If you don't, send him to hell. Okay? Here's as much of it.
Melody, she, and Martell Holt have been engaged in a custody battle for years. And while both parties are attempting to do what is best for their children, their court battles have become quite the spectacle, particularly following their appearances on Love and Marriage. Recently, however, Martell's actions have escalated to a new level, placing him in the hot seat. The no-contact order that is generating all of this turmoil was implemented during their divorce to maintain harmony between them. Martell was instructed by the court to refrain from speaking with Melody unless it was for their custody. Arrangements were meant to preserve the relationship and facilitate co-parenting, but it appears that Martell disregarded those guidelines. According to the district attorney, Melody kept receiving correspondence from him or someone working on his behalf regarding matters unrelated to custody. The fact that Martell called her immediately following her meeting with the DA was one of the most worrisome instances. Was not just a mistake, it was a blatant disregard for the court's orders and demonstrated that he was not abiding by the boundaries established. The Diaz motion detailed all the instances in which Martell went too far, such as when he coerced Melody into providing information about her legal matters and even asked why she was attending lawyer meetings, which caused her great anxiety. This is about creating an environment that Melody characterized as frightening and uneasy, not just about violating a court order. There were certain major concerns raised by Martell's activities. They not only questioned the court's authority, but they also gave the impression that he was monitoring Melody. The repeated infractions demonstrated that the initial order was insufficient to protect her or guarantee that he would abide by the rules. If you believe Martell's overreach is over, wait until you hear how it is endangering Melody's safety and raising questions in court for Melody. Martell's disregard for the no-contact order was not only bothersome, but also extremely concerning. She told the court that his actions gave her the impression that someone was watching her, and the fact that he continued to disobey the restrictions only made her fears worse. The district attorney took her worries seriously and filed a motion to tighten Martell's restrictions, arguing that the previous no-contact order wasn't working to keep Melody safe. They also emphasized the need to protect Melody's independence while she dealt with the ongoing custody issues. The court agreed with the DA and issued a new, stricter no-contact order that went beyond covering custody issues and prohibited Martell from contacting Melody in any way, directly or indirectly, made it apparent that any further infractions would result in serious legal issues for him, potentially compromising his freedom and Martell's custody rights. This was a major setback. In addition to limiting his interactions with Melody, the more stringent order demonstrated that the court was growing tired of his actions, emphasized the gravity of the accusations against him, and warned that if he continued to push the boundaries, he may suffer even more severe repercussions. This legal wake-up call should have caused the cartel to reconsider his conduct, but it appears to have further fueled the flames.
You talk to the same. I'm like, God damn, you want to go mess with 20 women? No, that ain't me. No. That was the issue. He talks to the same person. No.
He talks to multiple. Martell has slept with multiple people in this. Be clear.
Despite the court's orders to maintain his distance and adhere to a no-contact order, Martell Holt can't help but cause trouble, especially on social media. Rather than keeping things low-key, he has been venting his frustrations there, frequently making fun of Melody in a way that seems to be an attempt to discredit her. These public outbursts aren't just rebellious, they're seriously harming his already precarious reputation among love and marriage fans. He was quickly called out by Huntsville, who pointed out that he can't seem to keep his personal turmoil off the internet. Discussions about his actions erupted on social media, with some people viewing his statements as desperate attempts to control the narrative. For others, it was just another instance of his disregard. Limits, although the court agreed, one of the most contentious incidents occurred when Martell claimed that Melody's security guard was unnecessary and that there was no actual threat. When he brought this up in court, the judge dismissed it as absurd, which only made Martell appear worse because the judge could find no evidence to support his claims. His credibility was damaged by this entire situation, which gave the impression that Martell was more concerned with bringing Melody down than with resolving his own problems. Supporters, legal experts, and even some fans began to question whether Martell was sincerely worried or merely attempting to maintain control as he lost ground. His attempts to play the victim are only hurting his public image, and his prospects in Melody has made it clear that her children's well-being is her top priority despite all the chaos. Whether it's keeping them away from the public drama or focusing on their routines and education, she's determined to create a stable and nurturing home. The real victims in this case are Martell and Melody's 4 children and their parents' ongoing drama, which is not only public but also extremely personal, leaving the kids in a difficult situation. People close to the situation are concerned about how this feud is emotionally affecting the children. Martell's strategy, which many perceive as prioritizing his personal grievances over his family, stands in sharp contrast to keeping the focus on what truly matters, their happiness and mental health. Because of his disregard for court rulings, tensions have increased, and the situation has been spread on social media, leading some to wonder if he truly cares about his children's emotional necessities. His actions damage his relationship with Melody and may weaken his relationship with his children, some say. Despite all of this turmoil, Melody is overcoming it and demonstrating her strength and fortitude as she defends her children and her happiness.
It gets on my nerves.
So I feel like everybody just heard everything Martell said.
No, because I wish one day people would see the person that you really are. You throw all the damn stones and hide your hands to be the victim. Because when we start going through stuff, you weren't.
Martell Holt is currently having a lot of trouble with his public image because of his ongoing legal troubles and his refusal to follow court orders. He was a major player on Love and Marriage Huntsville, but now that people are beginning to view him differently, fans who once believed he had some redeemable qualities are beginning to doubt his integrity. His repeated court violations are driving away supporters and causing him to have lines for all the wrong reasons. One commenter said that Martell's behavior is totally unacceptable. How many more chances does he need to realize that his actions are affecting everyone, especially the children? The court's role in keeping the children safe is crucial, and Melody Shai is taking a completely different approach instead of getting sucked into the chaos. Instead, she is using it to fuel her growth and focus on her children's future. She is also pursuing new business endeavors and personal projects that are receiving a lot of positive attention. It's obvious that Melody Shai is all about creating a stable and successful life for herself and her family. Is making sure that's her top priority. She has been outspoken about providing a safe environment for her kids, and the court rulings she is facing demonstrate how committed she is to putting their welfare first while Martell is dealing with the fallout from his actions. Melody is demonstrating that she won't allow anything to get in the way of protecting her family. What do you think of Martell's most recent infraction and Melody's strong response?